And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final series of the broadcast. Welcome back to the... Ay, papi. Let's go. Welcome back here to the final series. Welcome back to the decider match of Group D of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Again, this is also to close out and to determine the final players to make it through into Group Stage 2. Let's go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner here of Ultra Love, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Hellfire. It is DakkoN. Ah, there it is. Again, ranked number 20 amongst the players. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player from the land of Brazil, representing Team the Bad. It is ProjectoX. Let's go. Again, ranked number 24. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, DakkoN is favored, but DakkoN was favored to make it out in first place. He was favored to make, oh, once again, hatch pool opener into delayed gases. Once again, Roaches here from DakkoN. But DakkoN, he was favored here to make it out in first place, and he didn't. Purple popped off. Purple, he had a crazy performance, a crazy series. Despite being a much lower ranked player, Purple, he was able to just have an amazing match, an amazing performance, and he did make it out in first place. And because of that, as I mentioned before, ProjectoX, he might be inspired. He might have gotten some ideas watching that matchup, watching that series, and we'll see if he's able to have a better performance here against DakkoN in the rematch, as this is a rematch. DakkoN, he's already taken down ProjectoX 1-0, or sorry, 2-0 in the previous series, earlier in the group. We'll see if ProjectoX can recover. Now, from this, ProjectoX, he does have the low ground setup. Now, as a reminder, we had Kid B going for constant low ground setups in the previous series, and I was, in a way, kind of reprimanding him for it. But I will say this is more viable against Zerg. This is more viable in ZvT, just because it does deter any kind of early Ling aggression, as you're able to get a wall off very early on. The downside, as you can see here with the Roachborn, is that it can be punished by Roach Ravager aggression. Just like against Terran players, where we saw the tank pushes punishing the production, likewise, Roach Ravager can also punish the production here of the Terran. Now, the SCV Scout does confirm delay gases. I believe the SCV did not see the Roachborn. We see everything. We know that a Roachborn is on the way. We know that it's going to be the Roach Frost once again. This is standard. DakkoN, he plays Roaches every single game in this matchup, so no surprises here. And ProjectoX, he can also assume the same as well. From here is going for the add-on swap. This can lead into early Cyclone or early Tank. Regardless, both will be amazing defensively against Roach, the early Roach aggression here of his opponent. Meanwhile, the question becomes, is DakkoN going to go into 4 Roaches just for some early aggression into droning, or is he going to commit into a Ling Flood? What's it going to be? Right now, DakkoN is supply blocked. He does have 2 Overlords on the way. We'll see if he makes drones or Lings. We have a safety bunker, and there it is. We have the answer, drones. So he's only applying some light pressure. He is droning, he is macroing, he is saturating his bases. Lair is on the way. This could be 2-base Muta. Again, DakkoN is very fond of opening Roach into 2-base Muta, so that's what this feels like it's going to be. We'll keep an eye on DakkoN. 4 Roaches move out, and again, they're only here to apply pressure. They might get a Depot, they might get a Marine, they might get some damage, but they shouldn't get too much. They shouldn't deal any crippling damage. As the initial Roach gets zoned away. Oh! ProjectoX does overextend for a moment, does not get the Roach. But he does lift, and he holds. Yeah, so far he holds nicely. Ravager's being morphed in. Tank is on the way. He's like, come here, DakkoN, come here. Vemka, come here. DakkoN's like, get away from me. Let's go, the banter. As you can see, 4 gases. 3 gases are in production, 1 gas is already done, so he's going up to 4 gases with a lair. This screams 2-base Muta. This screams Spire play. Again, we've seen this time and time again. I will say that DakkoN, his style is a little bit predictable, and I'm sure that's a reason why Purple was able to come out on top. We'll see if ProjectoX will be able to blindly set up for Muta play. We'll see how he's prepared. Again, we're assuming Mutas. We'll see as the Spire is done, and yep, there it is, Spire. So again, the early lair did scream Mutas, did scream Spire, and the extra gases did confirm. Meanwhile, ProjectoX, he's still in the dark. He still has limited scouting information. You can see him trying to be cheeky, poking away at the Roaches, forcing out more Ravagers. Supply block for ProjectoX. He's going to be slowed down. We have Roach Speed on the way, Stim in production, scan into the main, doesn't see much. He does miss the Spire. He will confirm the lair at least. That is a piece of the puzzle. So he can make the assumption that there is a Spire, and oh, he scans the third. He does confirm droning, confirm saturation, but he does not see the tech. Double eBay on the way. We'll see if he blindly gets turrets up. As for now, he's pushing. Right now, because the droning, yeah, DakkoN, he's exposed. He's vulnerable. Files, they do graze the Cyclone. Cyclone is not going to, it's barely going to go down to that final Ravager shot. Files, they will zone away. Stim is going to finish up, and does he go for the early push? Right now, he's forcing DakkoN to make roaches. We have 7 roaches in production, and Projector, he pulls back home. He pulls back, which means the Spire will finish, which means mutas are on the way. Now, there are going to be less mutas because DakkoN was just forced to make roaches. He was terrified of the push. He was terrified of the army, so he just made 10 roaches, which means now there's less gas for muta play. Remember, it's 5 mutas to one-shot SCVs. There's a scan. He is now aware of the Spire. He knows about the mutas. But now DakkoN knows that Projector knows. He knows that he knows what's going on. Does he still make mutas? Turrets are on the way. Turrets are on the way as we speak. There's less chances for these mutas to get damage done. DakkoN, he did delay his own drone production or his own droning here in favor of these roaches and ravagers. There is 6 mutas are on the way. And Projector is moving out. Does move out. He's spotted by the Overlord. Overlord does confirm everything. Allows to no connect. Nice tank shots. Tank shots going off. DakkoN, he drones up to 60. Yeah, he's on a solid 3 base saturation. Projector, likewise, his third CC is late. Yeah, late third base for Projector. Late economy. He's falling behind as the game progresses. I assumed he was going to go for the all-in. If he doesn't go for the all-in, he's falling behind. So DakkoN, he has map control. He has the better economy. It's not much of an economy, but it is better than his opponents. From here, mutas into the main. CC is exposed, so yeah, the command center, it's already late. It's going to be delayed even further. Going to be 3 SCV kills. Files on the Liberator, and it does not go down. Whew. But again, Projector, he's pretty committed here. He's pretty committed. Files, they slow him down. There's a stim. Remember, there are no medevacs. Every stim hurts. Every stim is killing him. He collapses on the army. The bio army is falling. And DakkoN, he will shut this down. He will clean up the army, takes out the bio, the tanks, the Liberator as well. And DakkoN, he has done it. Cleans up the army, what little is left. And Projector, he has nothing remaining. Remember, his third CC isn't even done. It's only halfway complete. Only halfway done at this point. And now we're making more mutas, switching up into Ling Bane. Baneling's speed is on the way. And from this point forward, I would say that DakkoN, he can take a 4th base and drone. Now, he isn't. It's not really his style to drone, but I will say he can. Now is the time. Now is the time to drone up. To get fully saturated on 3 bases. Mutas, they dive into the main. They delay some of the production. Remember, he knows that there's a 3rd CC, so there's less of a chance for this to become an all-in. He knows he is safe to drone. He doesn't, but he knows he's safe to. Este DakkoN. Just staying on 60 workers, he makes 9 more mutas, morphs in more banelings. Now, just like the previous time we casted DakkoN, because he is intentionally staying on a low drone count, it does mean that he's more committed than he needs to be, and it does mean that if he takes a bad fight, Projector can bounce back. Like, there is a way for him to recover in this game, just because of the low drone count of his opponents. But Projector, he's relying on DakkoN making mistakes. Like, if he overextends with his mutas, and if he loses all the mutas, for example, then, I mean, we can see Projector recover. Likewise, if we see Projector maybe getting across the map unscouted and going for a run by, a drop even, into the mineral line, killing some workers, we'll see what he can get done. Straight up macro from here, it's going to struggle. It's going to struggle. Mass muta into the natural. Takes down the turret. Wreaking havoc in the mineral line. And Projector, does he turn around? Does he commit? What are we going for? So far, getting 8 SCVs, getting him to 9. And 9, 10 workers. He doesn't commit across the map. He's trying to defend, trying to keep up. The turret is barely going to hold up, barely does fall. Ay, ay, ay. And Projector is being pulled apart. Just trying to keep up. But alas, this is just buying more time for DakkoN to drone to mass up more army. He drones up for the first time up to 70 workers. Let's go. Gets up to 70 workers. Now massing up Bling Bane. Baneling's speed is already complete. He's down in upgrades, but he has a massive army. He's almost maxed out. At this point, he's almost maxed out. Así ya, hello, papi. From AoE2. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Hope you're doing well. At this point, Projector is all in. Yeah, he's all in. The boys are being pulled. It's all or nothing. But he's running into Banelings. There's 13 Banelings on the way. It's not going to be easy. He's moving in. DakkoN setting up for the surround. Mutas are coming from behind. They catch reinforcements. Baneling's speed is done. Brutal connections. SCVs go down. And there's just not enough here. We come in for the full surround. We shut down the buy. We get on top of the tanks. And DakkoN, he will shut down the army and take a lead. GG gets called. DakkoN takes game number 1 and is 1 game away from claiming the series. Whew, GG, well played. Again, I will say that Projecto, he had a solid early game. He was able to shut down the Roach aggression. He was able to shut down the initial Roach opener. But if you remember, he went for a 1-1-1. He delayed his third CC. He did not have an economy to fall back on. So I was surprised when he did throw down the third base. When he threw down the third base, I was like, oh, this is late. This is far too late at this point. We're falling behind as the game progresses. I'd assumed that he was going for a 2-base all-in. He didn't, and he fell behind as a result, as he was unable to really get anything done across the map, and he was outscaled by DakkoN. GG, well played. And with that, DakkoN takes a lead, and we'll see if Projecto can recover coming into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. StarCraft 2 good. It's just a very different game. I think you can enjoy both. StarCraft 2, and whether it's AoE 2 or AoE 4, very different kind of game state. I would say that AoE is a slower game, but likewise, fights last longer, right? Fights, they last longer, so they allow you to have maybe some more micro expression in AoE. Likewise, because fights are longer, and it can maybe take a little bit longer to actually get damage done of the like, then sometimes there's more comeback potential in AoE. It's very different. Here, the game is faster, fights are more explosive, fights are more decisive. One wrong move can cost you the game, so it's just very different. Just very different. Very different RTS. But you can enjoy both. You can enjoy both, 100%. Here we go. We're getting into game number 2. We're going to be loading into Whispers of Gold. Let's go. Of course, Whispers of Gold being the smallest map in the current map pool, smallest map, known for rushes, known for aggression. If DakkoN were to commit into a Roach all-in, then that can hit very hard, very fast. And I would even favor it here on this map. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have our Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran representing. Oh, never mind, we're going top left. In top left-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player for Team Hellfire. It is DakkoN. Once again, 15 hatch. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran for Team The Bad. It is Projecto. Let's go. It is Projecto. As DakkoN does take a 1-0 lead. Needs Onomas one more game here to claim it. As our Terran does go for the SCV Scouts. Again, we're expecting an earlier pull. We're expecting a later gas out of DakkoN. It is his go-to. The real question becomes, the question isn't is he going to make roaches? The answer is yes. The question becomes, does he commit into an all-in? Remember, last game, what did we see? DakkoN, he opened up 4 roaches and then he droned. He did not reinforce with lings. He did skip ling speed, at least early on. So he was droning, he was saturating, he went to a more macro game state after the initial roaches. Here, he has the option to commit into a ling flood alongside the roaches. As we can see here, it's going to be hatch into pull into delayed gases. So once again, it screams roach opener. Meanwhile, back at home, Projecto, he's going to be setting up on the high ground, going for a standard opener himself. Never mind. Interesting. So he goes for a Rax opener into double gas. So I believe he's going for a factory before expansion. Very aggressive start. You can say aggressive or safe. But an interesting setup here from Projecto. basically delayed CC. So already economically, he's in a really awkward position. We saw a very similar opener last game as well. But a late natural base here for Projecto, going for a faster factory. Fun fact, this can turn into a one base all-in. Like, this can turn into like a Hellbat all-in or early Cyclone aggression. This is very aggressive from Projecto. Very aggressive. Gas is now being taken for DakkoN. From here we can go for an add-on swap into early Hellion production. Reaper goes back in for the scout. Again, it's on him to figure out, is this roaches or not? I assumed it would be, but there's no roach warren yet. Reaper dips in. Dancing with the Lings. We have enough for Ling speed. And one drone goes down. Nice pickoff. Reaper gets out. And DakkoN. For the first time tonight, is he not opening up roaches? Ling speed. No roaches. Okay. I see you. Ling speed is being researched. Meanwhile, Projecto 1-1-1. One base all in. This is going to be a one base all in here from our Terran player. He does not go for reactored Hellion. He is going for reactored Marine production into early, I would imagine, tanks, into an early medevac or early Liberator. I'll be honest, because there's no Roach Warren, and I don't blame Projecto, but because there's no roaches here, honestly, reactored Hellion would have been amazing. Like, reactored Hellion into like a Hellbat push here would have been amazing against what DakkoN is doing. There's a scan into the main. Scan sees nothing. Or I should say, scan confirms that there is nothing. That there is Ling speed, that there's no roaches. So we just saw a scan into the main base. Likewise, lair first. This is a 330 lair timing. Insanely fast lair out of DakkoN. So 330 lair, taking gases. Because the lair is so quick, I am assuming this is for muta play. I'm assuming we're rushing into a spire, rushing into mutas, but we'll keep an eye on the gases to see if we have confirmation of that. So far, only 2 gases. Likewise, yes, the observer's just now pointing out. Meanwhile, Projecto, he's going for a 1-1-1, not into Liberator, into early Banshee. Very fast Banshee play out of Projecto. The downside, this is Banshee play off of a 1 base opener. Like, his CC is so late. It's such a late natural base. He is falling behind economically. Because of this, these Banshees and this early game aggression needs to get damage done. If he doesn't, he will fall behind. There's so much pressure on Projecto to get some, not even some, to get like critical economic damage. Otherwise, he's just falling further and further behind. Let's go. We go. That's what people are watching, and if you're going to the presidential. Oh, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bom dia, papi. Bom dia. Good to see you. Good to see you. Fala galera, papi. Fala galera. Of course, we always cast code for Giants Cup. Always. I'm always there for Cosmito, papi. For Cosmos. Always. Near and dear friend. We love Cosmos here. We love him. But here we go. Projecto here is going to be moving out. It is going to be muta play. As we mentioned, with the fast layer, it did scream mutas out of DakkoN. As we are banking up said Banshees. We have Hyperflight Rotors on the way. Again, this is very committed, and this has to get damage done. Do you think the Banshees are very effective in this case? As we mentioned, basically Projecto, he's all in. He's pretty all in here. I know that he just expanded, but his worker count is so low, he has to get critical damage. If he doesn't get damage done here and now, then he will fall behind, and the mutas will just gain map control, and they will wreak havoc. Banshees, they arrive, they're going for the queens. They will get one. Clutch transfuse. Clutch transfuse, one queen does go down. Spores are done in the mineral lines. Banshees are trading against some of the Banelings, against some of the Lings. These are okay pickoffs, but not enough. We still need more damage. As DakkoN, he commits across the map, he runs into the Hellions. Nice kiting. So far, so good. He trades well. He shuts down the Lings. Does shut them down. Mutas are on the way. I don't think Projecto has scattered this yet. Yeah, Projecto is in the dark. Now being forced back. And he didn't get behind the mineral line. He did not see the spire. We have more Banshees on the way. Again, Hyperflight Rotors is a bold move. So far, he's gotten 16 Lings and 1 queen. It is nice, but he needs more. The reality is he needs more damage. As mutas have hit the field, they have options. They can either just zoom across the map or try to hunt down the Banshees, and they will. First Banshee goes down. Turns around, commits into the other Banshees. Now, this is at least giving ProjectoX time to throw down turrets. So he has a little bit of time here to get ready back at home, to set up turrets, to build up his bio army, so he can react. I say that, where are the turrets? Where are the turrets? Oh no! Ice Sky is looking for them. He's looking. Cyclone goes down, turrets, they're late. Yeah, late reaction here from ProjectoX. SCVs are falling left and right. The bio army does stim over. Does deflect. So far, 4 marine kills. Sorry, 4 SCV kills. Gets 4 SCVs. DakkoN pulls away. Does pull away. Barely does not get eyes on the Hellions. And from here, DakkoN he's free to drone, to be honest. He's free to drone, get up to 3 base saturation. Behind this, get into 1-1. His Evo chambers are late because of the mutas, but it is worth it here. As ProjectoX, he's contained. He's contained on 2 bases. He cannot break out. Again, it was just a really rough start for ProjectoX. We didn't mention it at the time, but it was just very committed for him to go into a 1-1-1 before CC. And he fell behind in the opener. He did fall behind. In the end, the opener just was not worth it. Aliens, they roll in. They shut down the Hellions. Not the most efficient of trades from DakkoN, but he cleans it up nonetheless. From here, we should be getting to our upgrades. Again, droning. I would say that the saturation for DakkoN is a little bit late, as it usually is. Again, DakkoN is not really one known for droning or known for saturating. So if he wanted to, he could be more greedy, but right now instead he just doubles down. 40 lings on the way. Here comes +1 carapace. Mutas into the main. They get another 4 SCVs. Now, when it comes to ProjectoX, like, how does he recover in this game? If there's a chance that maybe he might get across the map with a drop, but there's a very low chance just because mutas have map control, so it's very difficult to get across the map unscouted. I do think the best he can hope for is to just beat the defending player and just to weather the storm and try to take advantage of DakkoN overextending, but there's a low chance of that happening here. As we get another 15 SCV kills, it's just far too much. Likewise, DakkoN back at home. Now he's droning, getting up to 60 workers, just under 3 base saturation. At this point, he can afford a 4th base. Lion Army does them in. Yeah, we do see DakkoN just buying more time. That's all he needs to do here. Just buying more time, keeping the bio army busy, getting 23 SCV kills. And you can just see how difficult it is to just regain momentum here, especially after a rough early game. And the problem with this one is that even if he goes for an all-in, he just doesn't have the economy to sustain even a 2-base all-in. He's at 23 SCVs. I like how DakkoN has a lot of freedom, and instead of droning, he's still just making pure ling main. God damn it. Oh. As hopefully everything's okay. Do get a bit of a pause. But as we take a moment here, again, when it came to the openers, just to wind it back, we just had a really rough start. As a reminder, ProjectoX, he did open up 1-1-1. When you open up like that, it's borderline 1-base all-in, but instead he expanded. He didn't do much with his initial opener, and he rushed into Cloak Banshees. And without them doing damage, it's just been a rough game since then. He's been contained on 2 bases. He just hasn't been able to expand. Okay, we're back. And really, DakkoN is waiting for the move out. He will take a 4th. He's taking up into Hive. From here, he can take up into Ultras. He can saturate his 4th base. Into Viper Tech as well. Mine shots going on. Nice connections. They do shut down some of the mutas. But the reality is, at this point, the mutas, they could all die, and DakkoN is still fine. Like, it's a good start, though. It's a good start. A step in the right direction. So Projecto, he does catch out some of the mutas. Yeah, you can see Icecar, he's pointing out the Ling Bane. Shout out to Icecar. Icecar, he's observing. Icecar, he's covering the clean feed. Icecar, of course, a Brazilian pillar in StarCraft in general, really. Oh no, Smurge. Projecto, he's saying that I already lost. He's like, Smurge, Pappy Smurge. Here we go. DakkoN saying he's playing seriously. I think Projecto, he was saying something along the lines of like he was hoping to like ape it up a little bit. Rep the NA ladder. Or some NA ladder builds. But regardless, again, DakkoN is maxed out. He's maxed out at this point. Oh, we're just having a conversation at this point. Thanks, yeah, shout out to Icecar. Big shout out to Icecar. For those who don't know, Icecar, he is one of the main admins for big offline events. So for events like DreamHack Dallas, for IEM Katowice. Icecar, he's not mainly an observer. He's observing here because, you know, he's helping out the tournaments, helping out the scene. But he's usually behind the scenes, like running some of these big events. One of the main admin teams for offline tournaments. So much love to Icecar. The scene would be worse off without him. So much love to Icecar. As DakkoN is maxed out, is looking to roll in with his Ling Bane. We have almost pure Bane. Let's go. The Banelings are rolling in. Oh no. He's coming. It's not going to be pretty. Look away, Terran players. Look away. Avert your eyes. As the boys are being pulled, the Banelings, they roll on in. They shut down the SCVs. Oh, God. And the splits don't matter. They take down the Marauders, everything. GG gets called, and DakkoN will take the series 2-0, qualifying and advancing on into Group Stage 2. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Oh, congratulations to DakkoN as he will take the series. He will claim it, will advance on. Again, we expected DakkoN to make it out in first place, but Purple, he popped off. He had a very strong showing, Purple. Instead, he was the underdog, the dark horse that made it through in first place instead. But DakkoN, he will still claim second. Shout out to Projecto. As of course, he did pose a threat, but again, we had some quirky openers, some quirky builds, some very committed styles out of Projecto, which didn't really pan out in the end. In the end, he was outscaled over time, both in Game 1 and in Game 2. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to DakkoN, as that does clear up, and that does wrap up the group stage. Let's go. Let us go. And speaking of, we can now take a moment to have a look at to catch up on the bracket, and to figure out where we are and where we are headed. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Oh, un momento. Here we go. Okay, it's been a grueling 2 days of StarCraft here. Again, the open group stage was a 2-day event. Group stage 1, we have all 4 groups concluded and completed. Let's go. It has concluded here. We have Shakti and Sefidofe. We have 2 Brazilian Protoss players making it out of Group A. We have Tatagiba and Maffer making it out of Group B, our Zerg and Terran. We have a Terran and Protoss, Elevolts, and Victor Banser. Again, these were some of the hypest games of the night, by the way. If you missed out on Elevolts versus Victor, that was crazy. That was so tense. That was so intense and so wild. And likewise, Purple and DakkoN as well. Purple versus DakkoN, the winners match was crazy. A Terran and a Zerg. So we have our top 8 players making it through Group Stage 1. And where do they head? They head on over into Group Stage 2, where these 8 qualified players, they face off against the 8 seeded players. Who is waiting for them in the group stage? I was notified, shout out to Cosmos. Cosmos, he let us know that he's going to draw the groups tomorrow. So tomorrow night, he's going to be drawing these groups. But it's going to be these 8 players up against, scrolling up towards the top here, up against these 8 invited players. These are the top dogs here of the Brazilian scene. We have Allison and Master as our Protoss players. We have Inexorable, Kamikaze, and Yen. And we have Claw, Eric, and Dominoko. We have 3 Zergs, 3 Terrans, and 2 Protoss players. These are the top 8 players in the Brazilian StarCraft. And they're going to be facing off against the 8 qualified players here that made it through the group stage. So they're going to be facing off in group stage 2. This will be in 2 weeks. This will be in 2 weeks time, and that leads into the playoffs. The playoffs, of course, that's going to be at the end of the month. And remember, the offline portion of the playoffs are going to be in June at a venue, at an offline event in Sao Paulo. So there's going to be an offline portion here. So if you happen to be in Brazil, if you happen to be free at the time in June, then consider traveling. Consider traveling to Sao Paulo. Consider traveling to the offline event, to the venue, to support StarCraft, to support your local scene, your local community, to support all these amazing players as well. I can guarantee you, we're going to have some amazing StarCraft. Let's go. Let us go. There is one player missing. As you can imagine, the one player missing is Diego, aka Kelizer. Kelizer, he is not a part of this event because, from my understanding, Kelizer, he's still in Europe. He's in Europa, he's in the Netherlands. He did go there for studies, and now I believe he does live there. So unfortunately, he's not local to the Brazilian scene at the moment. He is overseas, so he will not be a part of this event. But everyone else is here. Everyone else is here. They're all duking it out. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. He woke up and decided violence. Oh no. Much love for, oh, it's the Ice Guy. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Much love to Ice Guy. Aye. But yeah, so far great events, and again it was an intense broadcast. 6 hours, 6-hour cast. What time is it? It's almost 10 a.m. It's almost 10 a.m. in the morning, Bobby. Aye. Oh my god. It's 9:46. We made it. This is our second broadcast of the day. And for those that are curious, we do have another broadcast in how many hours time? Let me just double check that. Our next broadcast is at 9 p.m. AST, 11 hours. In 11 hours time, we're going to be back. We're going to be live with the Wardy TV Monday. Again, Wardy TV Monday, that is an open tournament, typically featuring the Koreans and Europeans. Koreans and Europeans, they usually face off in the Wardy TV Monday. We do cast it on a weekly basis here on the CranKy Ducklings. Tomorrow, we have the Big Star Monday. We have the Rex April Madness over the course of Tuesday and Thursday. We have Code for Giants Cup on Wednesday for some more Brazilian StarCraft. We have StarCraft Evolution League King of the Hill on Friday. We have Firegrow Cup over the weekend. We have more StarCraft Evolution League. We have Kung Fu Cup and Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. And to end Sunday, we have the Euthermal 2v2 circuit. The Euthermal 2v2 monthly tournament, we do not cast it, but we do admin. We do admin the event, we help run it behind the scenes, and we cast it later via replay. So much love to Mark, much love to Euthermal. That is going to be this Sunday, of course, for that 2v2 action. So again, our schedule is packed. As always, we cast twice a day, every single day. We have plenty of content here on the CranKy Ducklings, plenty of StarCraft. We cast more than any other channel out there. If you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed the casting, if you enjoy the StarCraft, consider following us here on the CranKy Ducklings, or consider following us over on the YouTubes. Exclamation mark YouTube in the chat, you'll get a link to our YouTube channel. Now, the reason why I say YouTube is because we cast so much, we cast so often, it's, you know, a little bit unreasonable for us to say, oh, watch everything live. No, sure. It's hard for anyone to keep up and watch everything live. There's just so much StarCraft going on. Check out the VODs. Check out the VODs on YouTube. If you can't watch live, there's plenty of content on YouTube. Plenty worthwhile to tune into. Plenty worthwhile. Yo, shout out to Cosmos in the chat. SC Cosmos. Big shout out again. Cosmos, he is one of the big names behind this tournament. Without Cosmos, this event would not be possible. So much love to Cosmos. Again, he's a pillar of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 scene, even StarCraft in general. Cosmos, he is the Brazilian caster. So much love to Cosmos. Much love, papi, much love. Do check him out. Do follow him. Do support him. Otherwise, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up here. Again, our next cast is going to be in 11 hours. So we'll be live later on tonight. Meanwhile, it's time to ladder. I mentioned this before, but shout out to Rotterdam. Rotterdam, he did contact me yesterday to be invited to a show match to the Big Brain Bouts. There's a Basilisk Big Brain Bouts going on. I don't know if I'm going to play this weekend or next weekend, but I'm very out of practice. Again, I spend all my time casting. I don't actually have a lot of time to play StarCraft. Because of that, even though I have another cast in 11 hours, may as well ladder for a little bit. May as well ladder, may as well stream. So we're going to be having a cheeky ladder session over on my own personal channel. I'll be just for a couple of hours. I'm very sleep deprived. I'm not in shape. I'm not in form. But, you know, we got to get our games in. We got to shake off the rust, pappy. Otherwise, the rust, it will accumulate. And that's all we'll be. Just pure rust, pappy. Pure rust. Aye, aye, aye. So we'll be laddering for a couple of hours in a very sleep deprived state, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. Again, when it comes to some more Brazilian StarCraft, this week on Wednesday, we're going to be casting Code for Giants Cup. That is a bi-weekly open tournament for the Brazilian scene, or I should say bi-weekly Brazilian tournament. So we can tune into that. That's going to be on Wednesday. Otherwise, the remainder or the next stage of the groups are going to be next month in May. It's going to be May the 4th. Oh, hey, May the 4th. There we go. May 4th and 5th. So May 4th and 5th, 2 days of Group Stage 2. So it's going to be in 2 weeks. 2 weeks' time, we're going to have some more Brazilian StarCraft action in those 2 weeks. And then the week after that is the playoffs. And then, of course, the month after that is the finals at the venue. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And we'll see you guys either in 11 hours or tomorrow for some more StarCraft. Or I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes' time for some ladder. See you then. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. We'll see you guys next time. Ciao. Bye. Ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego. Thanks for watching.